Hello everyone, in this video let us take a look at this new app called Smart Issue Templates for Jira. So recently I came to know about this app called Smart Issue Templates for Jira, and I wanted to review this app because it looks a bit interesting. So when you look at the description, first of all, this app is supported on Jira 7 and also Jira 8.2.3, which is always good. And this app has been developed by a company called Software Tank. I don't know about them, but it seems like they are, or maybe it's an individual who has developed this app. So if you look at the description, it says one click to fill them all, create flexible templates to pre-fill issue creation details. So usually I read the description because you can actually figure out a lot of things when you read the description. So it seems like from the screenshots that when you are trying to create a new issue, it will give you this option to basically populate the issue create screen with some values, and you can actually save templates so that you save time. This is something that I can figure out by looking at the screenshots, and you can have different templates, which is quite good. For example, you can have a template like assigned to me. So if you select this template, I believe the issue will be assigned to you. Maybe you can also create some more templates based on what fields you want to populate. So let us take a look at this app, and before I proceed, I want to see if do we have any documentation. So there is a link that will probably take you to the Confluence page of this window, and they do have some documentation. So I appreciate documentation, which is always good. So you can see here that this page has been created by this guy called Nazar Sobchuk. I hope I am pronouncing the name correctly. But anyways, let us take a look at the app. So after installing the app, and by the way, this is the first time I am trying to use the app, and I want to see the experience, whether this app is intuitive or not. So after installing the app and after installing the license, you have the option to configure. Let us see if we can do something when we click on the configure button. Let us wait for it to load. So I think when you click on the configure, it will take you to the templates page, and right now it says you don't have any templates, but I still see this waiting sign, which is fine. I'll probably create a new issue. Hopefully I'll be able to create a template while I'm creating an issue. So when I click on the create button, I can see this sign, this loading sign. Let me go back to the dashboard. I think it can be good feedback for the developer. If there is no template, maybe my instance is slow, maybe something is wrong with my instance, but I think it is always good to know how it behaves. And by the way, I'm using Jira 7.10. It's not really the latest one. By the way, you also have the option on top called templates, and you can create a template and you can manage templates, which is fine. So if I click on the create template, what exactly it will do is it will probably give me the create issue screen, kind of, where I can also fill in the fields, which seems good. And I hope the create issue screen is also based on the issue type and the project. So I'm guessing that this is the case. For example, if you create maybe let me try to create or select hardware support, which is my Jira service desk project. And do I still see the same sort of fields? No. So I think this is good. So when you create a new template, it will give you the option to create a new issue, kind of, but it won't really create an issue. I'm getting this. it will basically populate the fields that are relevant. So let us do that. Let us actually maybe create a new story. I'll select my Android development where I know that I have stories, and I'll select stories. And when I create a new template, I hope this template is of course based on the project and the issue type. That will make sense. So while I'm reviewing this app, I'm also thinking whether, or basically I'm guessing the features. And do you want to make this as a public, or do you want to also limit it to a specific project, which is good. I like this so far, and you can have a description. So let us say I want this template only for Android development, and I want it to be public, and issue type is probably story. So I guess this particular template should not be applicable beyond these two fields, like project Android and issue type story. And this is a template for my story under Android project, and I will probably fill in the summary. This is my template summary. I'll use a component maybe. This is my template description, and I may want to select my fixed version. Maybe I want to select a label, maybe like template. I really like the feature of labels in Jira because it need not to be a field, but you can still use labels to basically enrich your issues with these keywords and tags. I really love labels. And we also have these fields, which are, I know these fields are not really relevant because I created them, I believe. I was testing something, but I have one template created. Let me create maybe one more, so we can probably do a comparison. So for the second one, I'll probably select my help desk team, and this time I don't really want, I want to keep it maybe public and as well as for everyone, and I'll keep it very generic so that it is applicable for most of the projects. Well, I'll probably use something like generic summary and description. But this may also impact my Android project. So let us see how it will work when you have two templates and both of them are affecting the same set of projects or issue types. So I believe it is all right, because if I select this template, then the summary will be from this template. So for this particular template, I think there is no I think I need to probably do it again. So the moment I selected my issue type, generic summary, so the moment I selected my issue type, it disappeared. So let us not touch these two fields, and I want a generic summary and a generic description. So this should be applicable for all the projects, this particular template. And generic template, and I will save it. So we have two templates, and let us see how it works. So when I click on the create button, I'll first select a template. So I can see this template called generic summary description because I'm using, this is my global template and it should be applicable on all the projects, I believe. My legal project, which is my business type of project. And if I select my Android development project, I should have two templates. No, I need to select my story. So yes, this looks good. I am happy with this behavior. So when I select my Android development project with my issue type story, I have two templates because story will only appear based on these two conditions. So if I select story here, it will pre-populate everything. It looks really good. I like it. I think I'm sold. If you have to sell this to me, I'll probably buy it. I like it. I think it feels really good because after a while I'm doing a review and I'm actually quite happy with the features that this add-on can do. Of course, this is my first impression. Let me select a different template based on generic summary. So when I select generic summary, I do have, so my label is still there. I don't know. Let me try again. So create button. So right now everything is empty. If I select my generic summary, it will pre-populate few fields. And if I select my story, it will add a component. It will also add a fixed version. So while I'm on a template, if I select maybe a different template, it is actually clearing up everything and using a new template. But I believe it is not really working for the fixed version. Maybe it's a small issue and I'll probably figure out later on, but let me create it. And I think you can also update the template. You can also save it, I hope, as a different template, which is fine. It will probably save the values. I'm just guessing, and click on the create button. So I think I like this. I will probably take a look at the issue just to verify whether the values are saved or not. I'm sure these values are saved, and so far it looks good, to be honest. I'm not sure about the price of this add-on. Let us take a look at the price. So yeah, it's not like super expensive. It's reasonable. I mean, if it really adds value, then why not? I mean, if you're buying an add-on and if it is actually solving a problem, maybe you're more productive, then definitely you should invest money. If of course the add-on is stable. So we can see here that the values are saved. I'll probably create one more issue using my story template. And to be honest, I'll be honest with you, I like working on Jira, but again, when you have to raise an issue, you have to, I mean, there is a pain to, fill up the forms, and I don't really, I personally don't like filling up forms unless I have to, but I would avoid if I can, and this is really good. I like it, and so far I think the way it has been developed, I think it is quite interesting because it is actually taking care of a lot of common use cases where you can save different templates, you can save them, you can update them, you can also share it if you want it for everyone or maybe for yourself. I think when you select public, it is for everyone. So definitely I like this add-on, and I mean, being a consultant, being an Atlassian consultant, we have to figure out different ways of doing things differently, and every day we learn something new, and this is something I really liked, this add-on, and I will definitely recommend this app called Smart Issue Templates for Jira. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you very much.